All right, ladies and gentlemen, so now we are onto our final thumbnail, which is really our rough draft. So we came up with a bunch of ideas on the last worksheet, and now on this one, we're going to combine them or complete them to complete the entire frame. So realize your portrait is going in here, so ignore that space. This space does not exist. You're just figuring out your frame. Now, a frame is a little different than composing an image. So I'm going to start with one of my corner pieces that I created because I really liked it. And I'm going to start drawing my glasses. And then here was where my clock went. Now what I did before was I had my brick pattern back here. And I had, so what I might want to do, and one of the things you should think about as you're doing these, is coming up with how you're going to balance out your frame. So maybe since I have the brick pattern in this corner, maybe what I'm going to do is put the brick pattern down here too. So I can start doing that. I don't know what my symbols are down there yet, but I want to have that brick pattern so it balances. And then I have my frame, or I had my clocks dissolve into clocks, and maybe the way I end that pattern is kind of make it sort of bubbly so they start to separate. So see how I'm kind of making that pattern dissolve? So then I need to figure out what I'm going to put in this corner. Now in another one of my thumbnails, I came up with ideas of like broken glass or like glass shards. So maybe because I like the idea of having some glass shards here, so maybe over here I have a window frame, and then I have the broken glass shards. And then I have like broken glass kind of falling into my other pattern. So see how I'm filling up the space and not leaving any space? So I'm balanced. I'm thinking about balance. I'm thinking about filling the space. I'm using images and patterns. You need to complete your entire frame, and you need to color your frame. As you're coloring your frame, you also need to think about balance. So you need to think about balance, filling the space. I'm going to give you a choice of overlapping or cropping, because depending on what you choose to do, that one of those two might work. I'm choosing in this frame to do a lot of cropping of some of my big images, and I'm not doing a whole lot of overlapping. So balance, filling the space, and then lastly, balance of colors. Make sure you're using colors in at least 2 spots. So sometimes if you're using the same symbols in multiple places, so if I make my bricks red here, I'm having bricks over here that are also red. So you might want to have that be your way of balance, or you could just, like if I do this clock black and white, I might want to put something down here that's black and white, like I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So maybe something down here that I know is going to be black and white to balance out these clocks. So get your stuff out, get started, final frame, completely done and colored in order to get your final draft of your frame.